And I tell you something. So the other day, I was taking my dinner, right? Then I was seated next to these two ladies. So one of them, she was so beautiful. So I was trying to pick on her, but kamuliza tu which team is she supporting, like for the World Cup, right? So akaniambia Argentina. But sasa wakati tumemaliza kukula nilikuwa nataka namba yake. So I didn't have the guts to tell her, like, can I just have your number directly? So nikamwambia nitamtumia odds za France kushinda World Cup.
Need to come mysterious. Maybe if you're mysterious, Esther will you are in a low podcast. That is illegal.
It's not illegal, bro.
Obtaining under false pretenses. That's a crime.
Number one, that cabinet was not well constituted as per Article 27, sub-Article 8 of the Constitution, same as Article 152, 1 and 2, the Constitution. So Article 27, 8, it says that when the cabinet secretaries are elected, appointed, that is, it should follow the 2/3 gender rule. So the current cabinet is made up of 18 cabinet secretaries, and it is only 8 positions occupied by women, and then the rest are occupied by men. So we are seeing a situation where the 2/3 gender rule hasn't been attained.
This is Law in the Neighborhood podcast. Brought to you by CH Studios, creating content that connects.
Yet another amazing opportunity we collide here. My name is Colinas, Colinas Muyeku, but you can always opt for CM. And this is Law in the Neighborhood, your go-to legal talk show where we get to dissect legal intricacies for our neighbors. As usual, I love to say thank you to our production partner, CH Studios. CH Studios, we create content that connects. We are located along Wayakiwe at Almond Park. Our numbers ziko hapo. Please give us a call or email us. Before we go on, neighbors, we have realized you do watch our content, you do interact with it, but most of you haven't subscribed. Please go ahead and just subscribe. Napea sekunde tatu. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Thank you. Nya is not in today. She was caught up in Mandamano at Kibra, but she's safe. We'll be having her next week. But Jerry is here today. Jerry, how are you? How's the week going on?
Thank you. I am Jerry Amimo George Ambuche. Or you can call me Jaga. My week has been great up to now.
Yeah.
Ni trials and tests.
Trials za nini?
Trials, tests and temptations.
Temptations za nini?
Si unajua tu maisha ya kijana, unapigiwa simu, kuja hivi. Easy to the normal things. But we are faring on well. And I'm looking forward to a very engageful and thought-provoking episode today. And yes, let us get right into it.
Before we get right into it, I want to tell you something. So the other day, I was taking my dinner, right? Then I was seated next to these two ladies. So one of them, she was so beautiful. So I was trying to pick on her, but kamuliza tu which team is she supporting, like for the World Cup, right? So akaniambia Argentina. But sasa wakati tumemaliza kukula nilikuwa nataka namba yake. So I didn't have the guts to tell her like, can I just have your number directly? So nikamwambia nitamtumia odds za France kushinda World Cup. So I gave her my number literally, but she hasn't called manze. So just help me tell Esther nipigi. I really need to send her those odds.
You are in a law podcast. That is illegal.
It's not illegal, bro.
Obtaining under false pretenses. That's a crime. Fraud. But
Sir.
that's on a light note.
I really need to send her those odds. But anyway, ni sawa tu. Okay, let's get into the episode. I think this week we're discussing a case similar to last week, and we're seeing the two arms of government also trying to battle each other here. Now, sometime back in 2024, we had the finance bill protest where Gen Z took into streets to protest the harsh finance bill. Subsequently, the finance bill was, retracted by the government. But also, Gen Zs demanded that the cabinet to be dissolved. And the president went ahead and dissolved the whole cabinet, right? So we really waited to have a new cabinet, of which the president subsequently came up with a new cabinet. And this cabinet, after being elected, of course, Katiba Institute, Crew Kenya, and other public interest bodies went to court, and they were contesting how the whole cabinet was constituted. And happy to note that on Tuesday, that is, was it 30th? On June, the court finally decided that case. So it has taken time, but the court finally decided on that case. And this is what the court said about that case. Number one, that cabinet was not well constituted as per Article 27, sub-Article 8 of the Constitution, same as Article 152, 1 and 2 of the Constitution. So Article 27, 8, it says that when the cabinet secretaries are elected, appointed, that is, it should follow the 2/3 gender rule. So the current cabinet is made up of 18 cabinet secretaries, and it is only 8 positions occupied by women, and then the rest they're occupied by men. So we are seeing a situation where the 2/3 gender rule hasn't been attained. So the court gave the appointing body, the appointing agency, that is the president, 120 days to reconstitute the cabinet. So I don't know what you think about this, Jerry, but me, I'm seeing a situation where Ruto is tasked with a very harsh decision to make. I don't know if he's going to add another ministry so that the 3rd gender rule is met. I don't know if someone is going to be dropped so that the 3rd gender rule is met. I don't know what you think about this case, Jerry.
It's interesting. Mm-hmm. And we can't sit here and pretend as if we've ever had a cabinet that fits the 2/3 gender rule. Mm-hmm. First of all, let's to backtrack on what you said. Mm-hmm. Actually, the cabinet has 7 female members.
Or not 8.
The 8th female is a secretary to the cabinet.
Yes,
She's not part of the cabinet.
Yeah.
If you look at how the cabinet must be formed, it's 14 to 22 cabinet secretaries.
Yes.
The president, deputy president, and the attorney general.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we are already having 22 cabinet secretaries. So the 3 now.
Are we counting the prime cabinet secretary?
But he's already a cabinet secretary. So there's no ministry called
prime
cabinet. So 25 is the maximum number. The
Yeah.
26th is
22 is the mark. 22.
secretary. The 26th member is the secretary to the cabinet.
Mhm.
She's not part of it per se. She doesn't have a vote. And so that's why I'm saying there are only 7. And there needs to be a minimum of 9,
Female.
not female, but the underrepresented gender must be 9
So
so
it will
that
be men.
we can meet the 2/3 gender rule.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, this time the underrepresented gender is now female.
What are you saying right now?
In the future, things might change. You know, 2/3 gender rule works both ways.
Oh, okay.
It works both ways. My take on it is in 2012, the Supreme Court was asked for an advisory opinion on whether the accomplishment of the 2/3 gender rule should be an out and immediate measure, or it should be realized progressively and slowly. The apex court of the land pronounced itself that this one as a right must be realized slowly and progressively. 2012 again, the cabinet then was questioned. It did not fit the constitutional 2/3 gender rule. 2016, during Uhuru's tenure, it was yet again questioned. 2018, yes, 2018, again, even after that court order, the then president Uhuru Kenyatta still maintained the same cabinet. And mind you, there are court orders during that time.
Yeah.
So now the current president, Doctor, has also been met with the same fate.
Yes.
And there's one question I've even asked in previous episodes. And now, look at this. The president is the one who appoints the cabinet.
The cabinet, yes.
In consultation with the parliament. President cannot be sued
In his official capacity.
in his
as
official
president.
capacity. Even if you
But
tell
you can sue the government through the AG.
through the AG. I'm developing that thought. If the government refuses to follow a court order, how will you enforce it?
Tunafollow to what Nyaha said.
How will you enforce
Yeah,
it?
budget cuts. But it is, I think Jerry.
That's the biggest loophole.
Yeah, and
In my
if you're
view.
going that route, we're seeing government. How many court orders has this government evaded?
To this government only. Since time immemorial, how many court orders has the government tried to evade?
So wait, can I then ask something? So does it mean then judiciary's power to executive, I don't know how to put it, but does it mean it doesn't have, it is not that strong enough to compel the executive to follow its orders? And if so, are we not living in a country that is fully violating the rule of law? Are we not living in a country that is fully violating the principle of separation of powers? Because these are 3 arms of government. A law was enacted, and the law has been interpreted by the judiciary, and the law has to be implemented by executive. So this means this is unfinished law, because if it won't be enacted, it is a law that is not finished.
This all narrows down to political will. You notice that in any implementation, in fact, most of government implementation boils down to political will. How many times has the court ordered the parliament and even the attorney general to come up with a statute to support the 2/3 gender rule so that it can actually be materialized and we can stop the progressive approach as in the Constitution. How many times? It is in these specific cases. The court has been flagging this 2/3 gender rule. This is not the first time, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not.
It is not the first time.
It's not.
And so you notice that when this political will is lacking, then this disobedience of court orders can follow. And unfortunately, this time, without consequences. So this issue of 2/3 gender rule, it has been in the courts since 2012. We are in 2026 right now.
Say
Court orders have been given.
nothing.
Okay, it is good for law students if you are planning to write your theory. It is good.
Thesis.
If you're planning to answer an exam question with it, it is good. But I'll leave it with one question. How good is a court order if boils down to political will so that it can be followed and implemented? How good is that court order? Because right now we can't say this is a precedent which has been set.
Yes. Okay, let's say kutakuwa na appeal, but I think I'm just having my eyes on the executive to see if they're going to evade this or if they're going to act on it. But there's something else.
Okay, on appeals, also that was a strategy that was used by the previous regime. They just appeal, but they don't see to it. They just let time run out.
So hii tunangoja to 27.
They'll appeal, then the court orders are paused for a little bit. Au waendelee tu pole pole.
Unfortunately, man.
Loopholes are a lot
everywhere. But there's something I think the court also mentioned in the same case. So you see there was some government officials who came in from the opposition side, that is Joho, Mbadi, Oparanya, and Opiyo and I. So they were also contesting the fact that if you bring opposition into government, you're diluting the principle of multipartism in this country, because the country has to have a strong opposition. So you bringing people from opposition to the government, it is you trying to weaken the opposition so that the country has a weak opposition. I don't know what you think about that, but also something else that the court also mentioned, it is the fact that we have some CSs who had been re-elected from the previous cabinet also. So the court said it's okay. There's a difference between someone being thrown out of office and the whole dissolution of a cabinet. So this wasn't someone being thrown out of office. So this was a general dissolution. And there's nowhere that says one cannot be reappointed into the cabinet. So it is interesting to note that the court also differentiated on that. This morning, I just saw a tweet, Mr. Mbadi saying, hataki kuvai for any elective position. He just wants to be reappointed, meaning 2 terms is real. But anyway, your final thoughts as we wrap up in the courtroom?
A CS is an appointive position.
Yes.
In as such, I really don't view reappointments and appointing people from the opposition as a problem, because if you rewind, you'll notice that even this opposition party, its main aim is not to oppose throughout. They're only opposition because they lost.
It never favored them.
Or have you ever seen anyone entering the election from a point of, we want to form opposition?
No.
Of course, forming government is the main objective. There's a thing I usually say time and time again. Political parties without political ideologies is like we are doing a zero-sum effort towards realizing and approaching effective democracy. Why am I saying this? If you go to other countries and there's this party, like let's say the far left, the far right, they will know what they stand for.
Yes.
But here in Kenya,
They're just there. There's no philosophy.
There's no philosophy behind a
political party.
In fact, if you almost read their manifestos, they're just the same thing. They've just played around with words. So multipartyism really, we usually say constitution without constitutionalism
is just nothing.
So I can say here, having a party without party ideologies and party philosophies is like we are just tunaingia mambogi while we are approaching elections.
It's interesting. Anyway, I think it is an awakening decision to Kenyans that court does do court orders, but the executive, it relegates them. What do you think, neighbors, about this? I think that is it from my end as I was walking through the corridors of justice. I'll now hand over to Wanajaga to tell us what you got pia ukitembea. Ama ulipitia corridors of justice?
Mine is more of corridors of an unnamed place. Just anywhere and everywhere.
So that's anonymity. That's hard.
Need to call mysterious. Maybe if you're mysterious, Esther will call you. So, on to the legal bulletin. Today we are on wallet stories. The date today is 2nd July.
2nd July.
Officially the second day of enforcement of the Finance Act. It came into play yesterday, July 1st. It's going to control how certain things happen. That is why I'm saying wallet stories here and there. So let us see how this Finance Act is going to affect the common mwananchi. Now, quickly starting with things that are already in place. As of 1st July, we can start from a point of the road maintenance levy. I just want to get your opinion on it. From 3 shillings to 1.5 shillings. This might mean a slight drop in fuel prices because at the point of importation and manufacture of petroleum and petroleum products, there will be a little bit ease. That's what I'm saying. Maybe there might be a slight drop, maybe. Lakini wanabiashara pia saa zingine ataona 3 hadi 1.5 bob. Ai, acha tubakishe tu hapo. You know, if they retain the prices, they actually make more profit because them they are paying less tax. So hiyo pesa ingiingia kwa tax ndio sahi wanaitumia kama profit. But what
I think on the fuel it won't really decrease that much because when this finance bill was still being modified, we didn't have the war like in mind that much. But now you see the war came and it escalated things. So even if it is reducing, the impact is not felt that much. None. Yes, of course, the war has reduced, but we'll also have to have like 4 or 3 months of suffering kidogo before things get back to normalcy. And then from there, maybe you can now have maybe decreased fuel prices, at least based on the economic scale from the world perspective, because the Strait of Hormuz is affecting the whole world in a way. Are you seeing? So I think to me, it is a reduction, but now we were faced with this calamity, a war. So as much as it is reducing, but it's still not doing much, but at least.
Moving on quickly to other items of key interest. Now, the price of, not price, but there is new levies on juice,
Joe.
sugar, depending on whether it is sugared or not sugared, sweetened or unsweetened. Now, previously,
I didn't know. God.
unsweetened juice was actually no excise duty was imposed on it. But now unsweetened juice attracts 14.14 Kenya shillings per liter.
14.
And then sweetened juice was at now 14.14 per liter. That is the imposed excise duty. But now it's about 20 shillings per liter. So this might have the effect of increasing juice prices.
What is excise duty?
It's just a tax imposed on certain goods at their point of importation or manufacture. So it is the manufacturer or the importer who pays that tax. And then they will now trickle down. It will affect the price of things, because if you're paying more tax, you will increase the price slightly to accommodate for
The
that
tax.
payment. So you might see actually
Joe ikipanda.
Joe ikipanda.
Bora sikuze mirinda.
So ule mjama wetu wa my man anakunywa Joe.
Wala inaffect juice ya miwa.
So that is one. Still on sweet things, the import duty on sugar.
Do we still import sugar?
Yes, and in fact, imported sugar accounts for a very high amount of the sugar which is consumed locally.
I didn't know. I thought Mumia's sugar is functioning.
Maybe this is a move to incentivize local
growers.
production of sugar. But if you also check the figures, from 7.5 shillings per kg to 40.
40? That's a shoot. Bro, it is a sharp shoot. 7 to 40.
7 to 40.
Ay.
So imported sugar might just
not-
be more expensive. But this one, you might see them, they're trying to promote the purchase of locally manufactured sugar.
Watu wa Kabras maze.
Bana, Mumia sugar. Tuko on.
Nzoia. Chemilin. Nazijizo brand.
And so this by the what we are discussing right now, ziko already in play.
Effect.
It's
Leo
in
ni date
effect.
2 mzee.
Leo ni date 2.
Yeah.
Tukiendelea, we see betting. Watu wa betting na gambling. They have expanded.
Bet.
Betting ndo inatuweka jiji.
Utanifunzisha. Utanitafuta hizo odds nitumie Esther.
So somebody was telling me Forex is just advanced betting.
So it should face the same.
But it's not really betting if you really narrow down to the definitions. So betting and gambling. First of all, this new Finance Act, it widens the definition of a deposit.
Yeah, betting.
Previously, deposit only meant that which you have in the betting site wallet. But right now, any form of money set aside for betting is now called deposit.
Watajuaje?
Now, this is the crazy thing about some of these provisions that have been brought about. So now anything that has been set aside for,
Watajuaje?
be it in cash, ikue in chips, in miwa,
Any form.
any form. That is what the new act now expands. And not only have they expanded the meaning of deposit, they've also introduced a 20% withholding tax on every winnings from betting.
20%.
So yes, basically ukishinda so unapatia
20 bob.
the betting company. Withholding inamaanisha the betting company itakata yenyewe
So ni
wairemit, so watakutumia 80 bob. If you look at the scale of economics, for lack of a better term, I'm just thinking of that situation. You've won 1 million.
Ni 200k.
200k bana, unashinda 1 million inakuja ikiwa 800k.
Tax. Nafani kwa inapewa priority nikienda Huduma Center.
So the winnings of betting, that's it's tough. It's tough.
Winnings.
It's tough. Sijui sasa ni kama wanatuambia rudi Kakamega.
No, wanaambia tu find alternative.
And then closely following is the new impositions on cigarettes, tobacco, and snag products. Snag is like smokeless tobacco. You get or you don't get. You don't use drugs.
Yeah, thank you for knowing, bro.
Also, I don't get.
But you know.
So there are new prices on tax which have been imposed on these products. And what you're going to say is they might, if they have not yet, they might increase in price. I don't know. I don't know. Because I know for like cigars and cigarettes, the new imposed tax is 18,000 per kg.
18k per kg.
That is imposed on the manufacturer or the person importing.
Pesa mingi.
So you see the knockdown effects itakuwa nayo.
Lakini sigara inaweza
Ati?
inaweza panda bei hivyo sana kweli.
But there I had the new laws on it's on tobacco and nicotine products. It wants to ban products like vape.
Mtasurvive aje manze?
And just other nicotine products, shisha.
Mtasurvive aje? Shisha si ni legal ama?
It was legalized by a court order. So I don't know whether it was made illegal again. It was legalized. And don't ask me. By a court in Mombasa.
Uko up to date.
But it was years back.
Yeah. I only remember ikikuwa legalized, but it's okay. Interesting. I love to know. Ni kitambo nikiona mtu akinunua sigara hata sijui ni pesa ngapi.
Okay, it depends on people you hang around with.
Oh, marafiki zako wanavuta sigara.
I don't have friends, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Uko tu na mimi mwenye situmia drugs. Nice.
Scrap metal. Umeona these people who take scrap metal in exchange for money?
Yes.
The new Finance Act, effective yesterday, imewashika. Though the Finance Act lists scrap metal as VAT exempt, it introduces 1.5% of the value of the scrap metal tax. So it means ni kutoa huku kuweka huku, but in the long run it is more of a relief for the juakali industry, because you can see they're trying to ease the burden. We came here recently in a recent podcast and talked about the new filing dates.
Yes.
So
Kwanza juzi bro,
they are now official.
Karibuni patikane sija file.
Mi nimepatikana by the 2 years in a row.
Wow. Kwanza anatumia email ati Colin SBA a file of 2k shangaa vitu gani hizi.
Yes. So the new filing dates are as follows. Individuals by the end of April next year, 2027.
So see July.
You must have filed from the previous. Is it end of July or end of June?
End of June. Ilikuwa Tuesday nilikuwa siku ya mwisho.
So the deadline has actually been brought earlier.
So
then for businesses, it still retains the 6th month.
So ni July.
Yes,
June.
Yes, by the end of June. It iko hivyo July is the start of the new financial year.
Kuna kitu niliona something called pre-populated way of filing tax.
Pre-populated tax returns means KRA has your data
and everything,
that it has pre-filled. So when you go and file nil returns, kama unakubaliana nao, unasema hivyo tu vile iko,
tuendelee.
Failini hivyo. Kama unaona huku mnataka kuniangamiza, so you can actually now edit it. And then you file what you think is an accurate representation.
Wakikufile kidogo pia useme.
By the way, I can
unaweza raise.
Nikiekewa kidogo, I'm a proud citizen. Naweza sema
ni sawa.
But bado na filing nil returns.
Wow.
I'm a proud nil return.
Lazima deals zote mzee. Lazima deals bado napiga tu nil.
So on the nayo najua ni moto. We talked about phones also.
Yeah.
And note that while we are continuing, I said these are things that are coming into effect as of July. The new tax provisions on phones are coming into effect January 2027. So it means right now it is not in play. But what is coming into force January 2027 is the new tax upon activation of the mobile device. So ukinunua simu, the manufacturer or the person who imported it will not be taxed. The tax liability only rises when you activate that phone, meaning you turn it on, uweke SIM card. Now the big question people are asking is how will that 25% tax be paid? How? Because it is the buyer of the phone that is supposed to buy it, to pay that tax.
Buyer. Sasa itakuwa included kwa fee ukienda kani 40.
No, it's not the seller the seller will not.
So how are you going to?
That's what industry practitioners and thought leaders are asking. How will that tax be implemented? Will it be a KRA versus citizen affair? How is it going to happen really?
Oh, that's interesting. Neighbors, what do you think? That's an interesting. Jusami kwa fikiri ati ni seller. So inamaanisha na increase bei pia on their end.
In fact, the price of phones is likely not to change, or on the positive side it is likely to be cheaper because they've removed it from VAT. They've exempted from VAT. They've removed the import declaration fee that was supposed to be paid upon the import. They've removed the railway declaration fee. So approximately, if you check the 25% imposition and what they've removed, actually less tax is being paid on phones.
On phones.
But how will it be implemented? That is the biggest question that many people are asking. So you can drop your thoughts in the comment section. Kama unafanya kazi gava, utuambie.
Mtafanya aje kwanza KRA? Kuna mse tulikutana naye KRA last week. Think when we meet him next time, tumuulize how they planning to do it.
Because it's
a hard one.
It's a good question. And I know we'll be here in January
with
a court case to
to eat,
because that
to
one I'm
decide.
sure it will be contested in court.
Juu sasa lakini ni sawa.
It is on the fine line of ukifanya hivi data privacy we bana
So nisinunue simu soon.
nunua before January.
Kuna hata hiyo pesa.
And then lastly, I've been seeing people misled online about VAT being charged on financial services like M-Pesa.
Yeah.
Just to clarify the position, and this one is already effective. Normal M-Pesa bills and bank bills are not going to be charged VAT. They remain normal. But if you're using fintech platforms like those Sendwave, PayPal, those money processing software and platforms, that is where the tax is being charged. And if you want to know more about that tax, you can refer to our earlier video.
Yeah, interesting. I think the Finance Act has so much, and we cannot unpack it all in this one episode. But maybe in just 5 minutes, I want us to dive into the legal curiosity and try to see something interesting. The verbal contracts. I think this is something we've seen people get into, and someone will want to ask, are they legally binding? Are they legally enforceable? I think I went through the law of contract, and it is the shortest act I've ever read. I don't know, just 2 paragraphs. And I think some of the things that cannot be done verbally as contract. Number one, obviously, as we know, it is a contract entailing land, and then a contract on guarantee, and then a contract on what else? I think there was a list of a couple of them, say 4 or 5. But in 2 minutes, Jerry, are verbal contracts enforceable in this country?
Yes, verbal contracts are enforceable in Kenya. The court has actually pronounced itself time and time again as to why verbal contracts are enforceable. Not only verbal contracts, even contracts over WhatsApp, Gmail, phone calls, all of them are enforceable. Let me just use an example. Kipanda mat, that arrangement you have there, it's a contract, because a contract narrows down to elements: offer, acceptance, consideration, capacity to contract,
and then intention to enter legal relationship.
Yes. Then legality of the subject matter.
Yes.
So if you check interaction yako na makanga, iko na offer, alikuambia taoni 80. Iko na acceptance, ukapanda, consideration, ukamlipa.
Yeah.
Capacity to contract,
when you're 18 and above.
You're 18 and above. Legality of subject matter.
It is legal kupanda gari.
Yeah, it is nothing illegal. Then you mentioned another
intention to enter into
intention. You did want to go to town.
Yes.
Makanga,
and you did want to get money.
Alikuwa anataka kubeba. So if you look at those are the things that the court will look at. And now that one is a contract. So kikataa kulipa makanga anaweza kupeleka kotini.
Another example ni ile tulitumia ya you see the case tulikuwa tunachambua the other week. When you go to a hospital, mostly you don't sign contracts. It is just like an agreement. Ile tu, how much is my bill? $. So I think verbal contracts go in most areas.
But written contracts are more favorable to some people because it is direct proof.
Yes.
For oral contract, if I go to court, I need to prove that we actually had those things in arrangement. But if you have a written contract, it becomes easier to prove your case whenever you are asked about that contract. So that is why people have this notion that if it is in writing, it is the only way it's enforceable. But mark my words. Are they really my words?
Laws words. Statutes.
Verbal contracts are enforceable, very enforceable.
But someone would ask, how do you prove it? I think you prove it by having witnesses. So nikikuwa na contract hapa and someone is watching, it's one way of proving. If it is on WhatsApp, obviously screenshots. On email, that is electronic, obviously itapotea. But you just need to have evidence to back up your allegations on it. I think that's it. It doesn't have that much on it. But usinunue ploti Kilimani alafu umepatana na Zeri magizani unasema ati ni
bei ya usiku man.
Bei ya usiku ati tulishake mkono. No, for land, section 3 subsection 3 of laws of contract, for land it has to be written. You cannot appear in court and say tulipatana nini. No. I think that is, take caution on that. Jerry, any last words for our viewers, unless you have something else?
For my viewers, I'm an hour. I'm watching this anime that is just training somebody to be egoistic.
You love animes?
This particular anime. Because
Nice.
I don't want to be called a weeb.
She also loves animes so much. Ningekuambia story yake lakini next episode.
That's what the cool kids are doing. But yes, engage the content. By the way, we are not only on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Yes, and if you feel you want to contribute to the conversation, you can always shoot us up in the comments. And tutakuwa hapo. If you say something that is worthy of responding, we shall respond. But everything from our viewers is worthy of responding.
Yes.
And so let's engage. Let's keep it tight. Let's keep it locked. Let's keep it low in the neighborhood.
Na tunawapenda our neighbors. And that's it for today's episode. My name is Colines. As usual, I'll be seeing you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe.
This is Law in the Neighborhood podcast. Brought to you by CH Studios, creating content that connects.